Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, if you guys remember my campaign speech from the week before last, you might recall that I mentioned something about being gone for the first 2 weeks in December. The reason I won't be able to come isn't just because I won't be in town. I won't even be in the United States. This time, God willing, about a week from now, I will be across the ocean on a short-term missions trip to Malawi, Africa. When I hear the words missions trip, I immediately think of a trip across the ocean to serve and help people in God's name. Part of this is because I have been on 2 other missions trips, one to New Zealand and one to Bosnia. In my experience, short-term missions have many benefits, both to you and to the people you go to serve. When you go on a short trip to the other side of the world and see the need for Christ, and in some places the fire for Christ, your view of the world will change dramatically. I know this to be true because that is exactly what happened to me. My dad and I went to New Zealand in the summer of 2004 with the goal of serving wherever we could for a Campus Crusade conference. Now, New Zealand certainly isn't a poor, unreached country. In fact, it's very westernized and high-tech. But getting out of my own little comfort zone gave me a wider and more realistic view of the world and what God is doing, and that He's doing some awesome things outside the United States. Daddy, our team, and I actually ended up serving as full-time kitchen crew for about 120 students and staff. It was pretty hectic because we had to prepare and serve a total of 4 meals a day and clean up afterwards. Daddy got the job of cleaning dishes, and you have no idea how thankful we were to come home and use our dishwasher. But seeing the students clearly introduced to the gospel and given rock-solid teaching made the trip completely worthwhile. Another obvious reason to take a short-term missions trip is to help people. Saying that there are needs enough in the United States doesn't lessen the needs beyond our borders. And going on one of these trips doesn't only give you the opportunity to impact the people, but you can hopefully support and encourage the long-term missionaries there too. When my mom, dad, oldest sister, youngest brother, and I went to Bosnia in the December of 2007, I hope that was one of the things that we did. We visited 2 cities in Bosnia, Bihać and the capital Sarajevo. Each city had its own team that we stayed with while they showed us what kinds of ministry they had there. It was so awesome. Bosnia has this huge need for missionaries. Since a recent war tore through the area, bombed-out buildings and bullet-hole-peppered apartment complexes are a common sight. While we were there, we helped deliver food packages, had supper at a Bosnian lady's house, attended a Bosnian church, and prayed often with the teams. Helping people see their need for Jesus was our mission, but this trip changed us inside out for the better. There is the other reason for short-term missions. They change your life forever. How can you stay the same after you've seen real poverty in other countries and served alongside missionaries and seen the amazing work that God is doing firsthand? This is what I am so excited about doing when I go to Malawi with my dad. Our church just sent out missionaries there a couple days ago that are really good friends of ours. My dad and I will go to Malawi for 2 weeks to support them and see what kinds of things they will be doing, as well as get pictures and reports for our church. To be able to go there, we each just got a yellow fever shot, which was not fun, and we have to follow lots of restrictions as far as food, water, and animals. The missionaries there have warned us of stuff like black mamba snakes and some freaky kind of water parasite, so I'm not going to be swimming during the trip. I'm also taking an antibiotic to prevent any infection. We leave on Thanksgiving Day, fly to Washington, D.C., and spend the night there. The next morning, we fly to Ethiopia, then on to Malawi, where we take a car trip to where the mission space is. Our plane trip is a total of about 33 hours long. A short-term missions trip will impact your life, and if nothing else, it should drive you to pray for missionaries more effectively, because in some small way, you know what they're dealing with. Hey, you might even become a missionary yourself. If you still think that mission trips are a big waste of time, money, and just a whole lot of jet lag for nothing, you just need to experience one for yourself. You'll probably find, as I did, that missions will change your life and impact your future. Mr. Toastmaster.